My name's Gary, and I'm an asshole. Yeah, I'm sorry.
It's Drewski McGillicuddy's Friday the 13th ranking.
Hey everybody, it's Drewski McGillicuddy, and it's that time to get this out of the way. I'm ranking the Friday the 13th franchise. Okay? Now, before we get started, I'm just going to go ahead and say Freddy vs. Jason is not a Friday the 13th film. Because it's called Freddy vs. Jason, and it mainly takes place on Elm Street. Anyway, that's beside the point. Plus, it's embarrassing what Ronnie Yu did to Jason Voorhees, because that motherfucker had never seen no Nightmare on Elm Street or Friday the 13th movie. Anywho, what are we talking about? That's right! Friday the 13th. So, now I'm going to let y'all know how I really feel, okay? So all of my rankings are ratings, all the ratings that I have given these movies throughout their history on my channel, completely irrelevant. Completely irrelevant. Because my list makes absolutely no sense. I changed it 3 or 4 times while I was thinking about it. So I'm going to do the best I can. So we're going to start you off with the worst movie in the entire series, in my opinion. Of course, it's my opinion. And that's Jason X. Just something about the Sci-Fi Channel quality to this movie, the hammy acting, the fucking ridiculous look that Jason had, just especially the android. The chick that plays the android is so annoying. Okay, this movie had maybe 3 to 4 good scenes, if that. They just made Jason look like a fucking... I mean, Uber Jason was cool. I think that a sequel to this movie would have been cool, but this one, I don't know what the hell. And I also found out recently, the secretary had looked up, and this movie's supposed to take place after Freddy vs. Jason. So that's kind of weird. Anyway, so fuck that movie. I mean, I'll watch it just for shits and giggles every once in a while, but I really, even when I saw it in the theater. Anyway, moving on. Now, I have mixed feelings about this next one. So number 10, yeah, that's right. There's only 11 movies on my list. A lot of people do 12, but anyway, what am I talking about? Number 10 is Jason Goes to Hell. Now, I kind of like this movie, but I kind of hate this movie. I like the way Jason looks for the most part, because if they hadn't ended part 8 so stupid with him turning back into a kid, this is maybe what he would have looked like after being bathed in toxic waste, even though he would have had to, obviously went out and bought a new outfit. But I like the concept of this movie, just not as a Friday the 13th movie. Just doesn't work. Doesn't work. Well, why was there a little demon thing running around going in people's mouths? It's just whatever. Now, normally, we're going to move on. Move on. Normally, this would have been lower on the list because it really bothered me. But I watched it recently and I liked it again. So maybe the next time I watch it, I'll hate it again. But number 9 is the 2009 remake. Okay? I kind of related to Trent after, seeing how annoying the people around him were. Yeah, I'd be acting like a little bitch too. Well, not necessarily like a little bitch, but they were all a bunch of little bitches, okay? And that's why I couldn't enjoy the movie. Now, if they would have just went with the characters from the beginning, like I said in my review, I think it would have been a better movie. Or, I don't know, have it take place at the camp. There's so much shit they could have did, and they squandered it all. But I do absolutely love the first act of the movie. It's pretty good. Anywho, all right, we're gonna move on to number 8. This is where it gets a little weird. People are gonna be like, "What the fuck's the matter with you, dude? You cry." Well, it's my opinion. I've thought about this long and hard. Actually, I've thought about it long and hard my entire life. Anyway, long and hard. Number 8 is the original Friday the 13th. Now, like I said, from here on, I love all of these movies. They're all my favorites. I love them. Okay? This just reminds me of my childhood. This was one of my first slasher movies, I guess. Probably 8 or 9 when I watched it. And just, I love the kills. I love what Tom Savini did. He's an amazing special effects person. Yeah, see, I'm terrible at this. But yeah, it's just that the characters, they're not as memorable. I mean, they're memorable because, you know, I've seen the movie a million times. But I can never remember their names. So, that's got to mean something. But anyway, that's enough about that. What hasn't been said about the original Friday the 13th that I can't already say here? Anyway, number 7. Now, number 7 used to probably be in the top 3. Okay, when I was a little kid, this was in my top 3. Okay? But now it's number 7, and that is Friday the 13th, Part 8. Jason Takes Manhattan. There's a lot to enjoy with this movie. I mean, there's a lot to be desired, like something, I don't know, I'm trying to use phrases and such. But the movie's not as bad as everybody makes it out to be. Just because it takes place on a boat doesn't mean it's a bad fucking movie. There's still some pretty cool kills. Like, one of my favorite kills is when he takes the coal and shoves it through that dude's chest. Now, just imagine if the movie didn't, you know, what MPAA, you know, they ruin everything because they probably had filmed all kinds of gory shit for that and didn't get to show it, even though the budget was probably less than it should have been for this movie. If they would have gave them a better budget and it could have taken place in New York, who knows how good this movie could have been? Because Kane Hodder kicks ass as Jason, and I don't care what anybody says. But yeah, so I gotta. Even with all the dumb shit, I still love Jason Takes Manhattan. All right. Excuse me. All right, so we're going to move on to number 6. And this one is probably higher up on people's list. But like I said, I love all these movies. So don't come at me, bruh. Number 6 is Friday the 13th, Part 3 in 3D. Even though it's not in 3D because fuck them glasses. But yeah, I love this movie. I love all the characters. Shelley, as much as everybody else hates him, I love him. He's one of my favorite characters in the entire franchise. I like the confrontation with the bikers. There wasn't really anything else like that in any of the other Friday the 13th movies, other than maybe the drug addicts in Part 8 that kidnap Rennie. Anyway, what are we talking about? Yeah, we're just gonna move on. So Part 3, a lot of amazing kills. Jason gets his mask. So such a classic. It's a classic. A lot like Part 5, which is, or number 5. I've been to work all day, man. Leave me alone. I'm tired. I want to go to bed. Number 5 is Friday the 13th, Part 2. Jason with the bag head. And I love this look for Jason, but I am so glad that he found that iconic hockey mask. This movie, though, has some amazing kills. I mean, everybody's favorite machete to the face with the wheelchair guy, and then this wasn't the one with Andy. That was Part 3. Yeah, I forgot to mention that. I love when they. Don't worry about it. Don't worry. Any motherfucking way. I love Part 2. Just the atmosphere, everything about it, really. Just the characters, especially. Like, these are probably my favorite characters in the entire franchise. It's just that it's not the coolest Jason, and that's what I watch a Friday the 13th movie for. Is a cool ass Jason. I want a bad motherfucking Jason going around just smashing heads and shit and whatnot. We're going to just move it along because I can't do this anymore. I'm terrible. I should probably just quit. Let me know in the comments section below if I should quit. And a lot of you might want me to after you hear this, because you're probably wondering where a certain movie on the list was. And number 4 is Part 5. That's right. I fucking love this movie. As a matter of fact, I had this at number 3, but then I thought about it and I was like, I don't want people to get like that pissed off. Plus, there's something about the other movies that's just a little bit better, but just, I don't know. I love, this is like such an original concept. It's like, all right, well, we killed off Jason, but we got to make another movie. Let's, make a copycat killer. It's great. It's a whodunit. Like, what's not to love about this movie? Like, some of the best kills, even the off-screen kills in this movie are amazing. I love these fucking characters. A lot of people say they're forgettable and annoying or whatever, or they try to say, what's her name? See? Maybe they're right. I can't remember her name. But the lady with the white shirt at the end, she's not that bad. She's not that wooden. And it's got Reggie the Reckless, okay? And I love the fucking hillbillies. I'm sorry. They're not as annoying as you people think they are. I don't know. Maybe you're just annoyed real easy. Am I annoying? Am I annoying you right now? I don't give a fuck. Anyway, what are we talking about? Part 5? Yeah, part 5 kicks ass. Plus, the fucking poster's so badass. Plus, hopefully I can find it. They made an Axiom figure. And I got to have it. Because that's fucking cool as hell. I don't know why he didn't wear this particular mask in any of the movies. That would have been cool. Just get a completely different mask. Anyway, don't worry about it. Now, here's one that I rearranged like 3 or 4 times too, because this was like the hardest thing I've ever had to do. All right, so number 3 is part 4. Because I do love, the beginning of the Tommy Jarvis trilogy. I actually had part 5 above part 4 because I don't know. I don't know. Don't worry about it. But yeah, part 4, it probably has the best characters aside from part 2. I do like the characters in part 2 a little bit better, but the Jason in part 4 is one of the best portrayals of Jason. The look of him, I don't know why the mask looks better. Like the one in part 3 looks like it's like this, whereas the one in part 4 looks like it's wider, I guess. I don't fucking know. How the hell am I supposed to know? Am I some kind of hockey mask expert? But yeah, just this is probably everybody else's number 1 in the franchise, so I thought it'd be a little different. Okay, I mean, I love the characters, I love the kills, I love the movie, I love it all. But this wasn't one I watched as much as the other 2 on this list. So we're going to move on to number 2, and that's part 6, because this is the second... That's not right. This is the final chapter. This is the final chapter in the Jarvis trilogy, and I like the way they ended it. Now, some things do bother me about this movie, like how, the sheriff's so quick to disbelieve everything Tommy has to say, and just... I hate hard-headed characters. But I don't know. Overall, the Jason in this movie is definitely the second best Jason, in my opinion, in the entire franchise. Just from the look of him, the way he walks, the way he kills, just especially him without the mask at the beginning. I just love like the reveal of Zombie Jason when he first stands up in the rain and the maggots. Blah blah, fucking blah. Let's just move on to number 1, shall we? Obviously, there's only one left, so you know what that means. Friday the 13th, part 7. I'm sorry, especially Cody Archer. I am so sorry, dude. I fucking love this motherfucking movie. This was probably the first one that I bought with my own money. I mean, I bought like part 6, 4, 7, something. I don't know how many I bought all. I mean, I think... Who gives a shit? But this is my favorite fucking Friday the 13th movie. When Jason comes up out of that lake, I was hooked. That is the baddest ass look to Jason that there is, and it cannot be argued. If you disagree, it's because you a bitch. No, I'm kidding. But seriously, I like Tina. I think she's one of the strongest characters in the entire franchise. She has an actual backstory to her. They didn't just, skim through it. I mean, Now, yeah, there's a lot of annoying characters in this movie. Melissa's a fucking bitch. And then that fucking star mummy guy, whatever the fuck his name is, he gets on my nerves. Then there's the squirrel-looking girl. She gets on my nerves. A bunch of people get on my nerves. But hey, that's all right. That's all right. Jason takes care of it in the most gruesome ways. And the only thing hurting this movie for everybody else, I swear to God, is the fucking MPAA raped the fuck out of this movie, and it's not right, and somebody should do something about it. Shout Factory, Arrow, do whatever you gotta fucking do, and get us the fucking unrated... I'll try it one more time. Shout Factory, Arrow, do whatever you gotta do to get us the unrated version of Friday the 13th Part
7,
The New Blood, because it is, in my opinion, the best Friday the 13th movie. It feels... When I think Friday the 13th, I think of this movie. Even though, I'm sorry, it's not my fault that the lake is a little tiny pond. But hey, at least when that bitch goes skinny dipping, they're sort of in a lake. It might be a creek. I don't know. But that's when Jason comes up out of the water and gets her. I love it. I love it. So, yeah. I'm sorry to disappoint everybody. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like the video and subscribe. I am gonna go take a nap. I don't know if I'm gonna make it through this haunt season. It's killing me. I got shin splints. It's hard to walk, and that's all I do all day at work is walk. So I'm never gonna get better. Just like I'm never gonna get better at this. But you have to deal with that.
It's